you're making a track and you're listening to it hundreds of times, it becomes more of just a musical piece. You become a scientist and you know every millisecond of that track. I'm listening to music and I'm working on tracks about 2/3 of my time awake. So yeah, that's basically my main focus. The studio is basically, it just stands for possibilities, and it stands for like being able to do whatever you want to do and record whatever you want to record at multiple different fidelities of audio with a plethora of different microphones. So there's studio is where dreams are made. As far as who I am, I'm definitely a musically focused person. I'm driven by noise and music and just different sources of sound in my life, definitely. I was forced into taking piano lessons at age 7. Took lessons for 4 to 5 years playing in recitals. Started doing production stuff at age 12 when my brother started making beats on a program called FL Studio. So yeah, it's kind of been a lifelong, passion. Growing up in a family of people who are extremely musical. Like my dad's Jamaican, grew up in Jamaica, Rastafarian guy, just flourishing musical community. So obviously a lot of reggae. Bob Marley comes to mind, obviously. Him and my father are actually friends. My dad played for the Jamaican national team, and Bob Marley he was a friend of a few of the players, and every musician in Jamaica wants to be a pro athlete, and every pro athlete thinks they're a musician. My dad played a lot of Marley records growing up, just a lot of different old school reggae. And then I have the other end of the spectrum, who's my mother, who grew up in Philly and grew up in a Jewish community and generally kind of clung to the music of the hippie community. So, 1960s, classic rock, Neil Young, Beatles, Grateful Dead. Just having a lot of different types of exposure to music throughout my life is giving me a love of it. I'm a child of the 90s. I love that classic Far Side. And Jay Dilla is a huge inspiration of mine. So most of my musical inspiration comes from other artists. And then, of course, there's my upbringing and the community that I was raised in, in San Diego and where I am now in Santa Cruz. Right now I'm trying to build a chorus section out of a guitar lick. So I had my buddy Simon come in and record some guitar parts, and from there I hope to build a chorus. A different feeling to juxtapose with my friend Aisha's voice that's going to be going on during the verses. That's basically what this last session was all about, and we'll see where it goes once we add that guitar. So if I'm starting a song completely from scratch, I'll go in, I'll usually start with a keyboard lick because piano is where I came from. And then from there, drum pattern, one drum at a time. Each of these represents the audio, the waveforms of, a different instrument. You start with the kick drum. And then on top of that, you lay some snare. That right there, that's the essence of hip hop. That's the essence of like boom bap. Dum dum. And then you got these hi-hats and overhead, so we're gonna have a little bit of cymbal action, tambourine. And it's just a slow process of building atop something, You're building this track, and with hip hop, and with R&B, neo soul, with these Afrocentric forms of music, you're gonna be, the drums carry it. So I put a lot of weight on making the drums sound real crispy and really nice. So, and then from there, you know, you add a little bit of key action. This is a Rhodes, you know what I mean? So, and then of course you got the bass. So slowly but surely you piece these ideas together, and this is done in like a band environment. So this is 4 of us working together to create something larger. So that's also a really cool thing. Right now I'm working with this artist. Her name's Carlita Durand, one of the few Grammy-nominated artists that you've never heard of. She's an R&B neo-soul singer, and she's getting ready to release her latest EP. And hopefully I'll have 2 tracks on there that I produced, and that's pretty major. On top of that, I'm working on releasing an EP with my band here in Santa Cruz, Jumanji, and we're a live hip-hop collective that fuses sampling with live instrumentation. Things are starting to slowly fall into place. I'm getting ready to graduate, so I'm trying to just build up the portfolio as much as I can before I get out into the real world. It's cutthroat out there, but yeah, that's where I'm at this point in time. I'm Jonah Christian. I'm 22 years old. I'm a senior electronic music minor here at UC Santa Cruz, also a digital music mentor and just a general lover of music and life in general.